Welcome to 10-minute yoga for post-run or post-cycling, or simply to open your hip flexors and hamstrings. Please begin on your hands and knees. Hands shoulder-width apart, directly under the shoulders, wrist creases parallel to the front of your mat, and knees directly under your hips. So you're in a table position. And turn to your breath. On your inhale, tilt your hips up towards the sky, shoulders and head into a back bend, cow pose. And exhale, bring the chin to your chest, round the back, press your hands into the floor, rounding the back like a cat. Inhale, move with your breath, arch the back, tilt the tailbone towards the sky, shoulders back, head up. And exhaling, chin to chest, round the back, coming into cat pose. Again, inhaling, hips up, shoulders back, lifting the head into cow. And exhaling, chin to chest, rounding the back. Inhaling, tilting the tailbone towards the sky, arching the back, shoulders back, chest forward, head back. Exhaling, chin to chest into cat. One last time, inhaling, arching the back into cow. Exhaling, chin to chest, one last spinal undulation. Inhale, come back to neutral, shoulders directly over the wrist, hips over the knees, core engaged. On your next inhalation, extend the right arm forward, stabilize through the core, and extend the left leg behind you. Hold here. Extend the left heel towards the back of the room and extend the right fingertips towards the front of the room. Engage through the core so it feels like there's a corset of muscular strength cinching down as you engage the transverse abdominals. Keep the hips parallel to the floor, so you might need to turn the left thigh and the left knee downward, so the left thigh and knee point straight down towards the floor. On your next exhalation, bring the right hand to the floor, left knee to the floor. On your next inhalation, second side, extend the left hand in front of you, extend the right leg behind you. Reach forward with the left fingertips and back with the right heel. Stabilize through the core so you feel a toning of the low belly. Hips are parallel to the floor. Turn the right thigh and right knee downward so the hips are parallel and the right knee will be pointing straight down towards the floor. And exhale, lower the left hand and right knee. Inhale, come forward into a plank, either on your knees or a full plank with your knees lifted. On your next exhalation, keep your shoulders back. Don't roll the shoulders forward. Keep your shoulders back and slowly, slowly lower your chest to the floor. The hips are the last thing to touch the floor. And come all the way to your belly. Now we'll do Sphinx pose. Come onto your elbows. Bring the elbows directly under the shoulders. Palms down, facing forward. So the forearms and the upper arms create an L shape. Legs extend behind you. Press the tops of the thighs down, lower back is long, press the feet into the floor, legs are strong. And without moving them, press the hands downward and isometrically, without moving them, pull your hands toward your feet. And with that action, feel the lengthening of your spine. Your spine lengthens forward, and there's a nice lengthen through the lower back, and maybe even through the hip flexors. Last inhale here. And then exhale, lower. Just bring the forehead to the floor. Please place your hands at chest height, palms down, wrist creases parallel with the front of your mat. Draw the shoulders back, so lift the shoulders to the height of the elbows. And then on your next exhalation, either press onto your knees or press up into a plank, into the top of a push-up, and back into your downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, the arms are straight and strong. The wrist creases are parallel with the front of your mat. The hips are the highest point of your body, as if you were a triangle. And if you have tight hamstrings, strong hamstrings, because you're a runner and you're doing this practice, go ahead and bend your knees. And with your knees bent, move your thigh bones back as if you were trying to tilt your hips towards the sky or trying to create a lumbar curve. And keep that lumbar curve in the lower back. And on your next exhalation, press the hands down and forward and stretch the hips up and back. And if you can, begin to descend the heels to the floor, but that's not necessary. On your next exhalation, please take a large step forward with your right foot into a lunge. And lower to your left knee. Bring your hands to your hips. So the right knee is over the right knee is over the right ankle. And the hips are directly over the left knee. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead. Lengthen up through the fingertips. And exhale, lunge into the front knee, lunge into the right knee until you feel a gentle stretch in the left thigh through the left quadriceps and the left hip flexors. Inhaling, lengthen up through the fingertips. Exhale, lower the fingertips to the floor. And then walk the hands back, pivot the right foot a few more inches forward. Shift the hips back so they're directly over the left knee. Straighten the right leg so you're in a half split, half Hanumanasana, otherwise known as a runner's stretch. Right leg is straight. Hips are over the left knee. Fingertips are on the floor. And as you inhale, lengthen the crown of the head forward. Square the hips. Move the right hip back and the left hip forward so the hip points are parallel to the floor. And on your next exhalation, walk the hands forward, bend the right knee. Step back with your right foot and press back into downward facing dog. With your next inhalation, step forward with the left foot. Please lower to the right knee, bring the hands to the hips. Left knee is over the left ankle. Hips are over the right knee. Inhale, reach the fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, move with your breath, lunge forward into the left knee. Anjaneyasana, thigh stretch through the right thigh, right quadriceps, and hip flexors. Inhaling, lift and lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the floor. Toe heel the left foot a few inches forward. Walk the fingertips back and shift the hips back until the hips are over the right knee. Left leg is straight or moving towards straight. If you're tight, it will be slightly bent. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, bow forward over that straight left leg. Square the hips so the left hip moves back, the right hip shifts forward. And on your next exhalation, walk the hands forward, begin to bend the left knee, and step back to your downward facing dog. Come to your knees into child's pose, knees wide, feet together, arms outstretched, forehead to the mat. If you have really tight hips or a really tight back, you might put a pillow or a blanket under your chest. Inhale, breathe deeply into the lower back so you feel the expansion of the inhale in the lower back like a balloon expanding. And as you exhale, allow the heaviness of the hips to extend towards the floor and maybe walk the fingertips forward a little bit more. And that child's pose, in this posture of rest, will end our short practice today. If you would like to come to seated and finish your practice with a meditation, I encourage you to do that. Or if you'd like to finish your practice laying on your back in Shavasana, I wish you a deep rest and rejuvenation. Have a great week.